Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, served from 1801 to 1809. His rise to prominence stemmed from his intellect, legal expertise, and commitment to Republican ideals. A Virginia native, Jefferson distinguished himself as a lawyer, a member of the Virginia House of Burgesses, and a delegate to the Continental Congress. He authored the Declaration of Independence, solidifying his place as a leading figure of the American Revolution. He served as governor of Virginia during the Revolutionary War and as the first Secretary of State under President George Washington, later becoming Vice President under John Adams. During his presidency, Jefferson pursued a policy of limited government, seeking to reduce the national debt and minimize federal intervention in the economy. One of his most significant accomplishments was the Louisiana Purchase in 1803. This acquisition doubled the size of the United States, securing control of the Mississippi River and opening vast new territories for westward expansion. It was a bold move that defied strict constitutional interpretation but had profound implications for the nation's future. Another important achievement was the Lewis and Clark expedition, commissioned by Jefferson to explore the newly acquired Louisiana Territory. This exploration provided valuable information about the geography, flora, fauna, and Native American populations of the region. While focused on domestic matters, Jefferson also faced significant challenges in foreign affairs. The Napoleonic Wars raged in Europe, disrupting American trade and creating tensions with both Britain and France. To avoid entanglement in these conflicts, Jefferson pursued a policy of neutrality. However, British impressment of American sailors and interference with American shipping led to the Embargo Act of 1807. This act prohibited American ships from trading with foreign ports, aiming to pressure Britain and France to respect American neutrality. However, it severely hurt the American economy and proved highly unpopular, especially among merchants and farmers. Significant world events during Jefferson's presidency included the continued Napoleonic Wars in Europe, the Haitian Revolution, which established the first free black republic in the Americas, and the ongoing conflicts between European powers for colonial dominance. Jefferson concluded his second term and left office on March 4, 1809, adhering to the precedent set by George Washington of serving no more than 2 terms. Ranking Jefferson's effectiveness as president is complex and often subject to historical interpretation. His supporters point to the Louisiana Purchase as a stroke of genius that secured America's future. They also laud his commitment to Republican ideals and his efforts to reduce the national debt. However, critics argue that the Embargo Act was a disastrous policy that crippled the American economy and that his strict interpretation of the Constitution was sometimes inconsistent, particularly in the case of the Louisiana Purchase. Furthermore, his personal ownership of slaves, despite his stated opposition to the institution, presents a moral quandary that cannot be ignored. Weighing these factors, Jefferson could be considered an above-average president. While his accomplishments were significant, particularly the Louisiana Purchase, the negative consequences of the Embargo Act and the inherent contradictions of his stance on slavery temper the overall assessment.